Hey y'all, it's Nikki. There is so much to do downtown these days, but honestly, parking can be a headache. Downtown Austin Alliance has launched a new program that can ease the hassle of trying to find the perfect spot. If you shop at 35 select businesses downtown, you can get free 2-hour validated parking in select garages. This program is running from February 23rd through April 30th while supplies last. And vouchers are valid all day Sunday through Thursday and until 4 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. So visit downtownaustin.com to learn more.
Hey y'all, it's Eva Ruth. Doer is a company that makes denim and lifestyle apparel, and I've been obsessed with their jeans lately. Their clothing is made for us to move freely without having to sacrifice comfort or style, which I just think is perfect for Austinites. My Doer jeans are comfortable enough to wear on errands or walking the dogs, and they look and feel great. So check out shopdoer.com/CCAustin for 15% off of your first order. That's shopduer.com/CCAustin.
Today on CityCast Austin, it's the Friday News Roundup. We made it through another week, and we got some news to round up for you. We got a short update on voting since it's almost Election Day, some bad news for Austin speeders, and the latest on a court case over drag shows in Texas. Plus, of course, our weekend picks. Now, just to note, this episode mentions sexual assault and suicide, so please, please, please take care when listening. It's Friday, February 27th. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello, I am here with our fantabulous newsletter editor, Kelsey Bradshaw. What's up, Kelsey?
Hello, it is me, the fantabulous one.
And our incredulous executive producer, Eva Ruth Morvick. What's up, Eva Ruth?
Well, hello, Nikki. Great to see you.
Hello.
And Kelsey. Also.
And Kelsey.
Cool.
Fine.
You're already.
God.
Listen, we got to keep her interested, so she'll keep coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so y'all, before we get into the news of the week, we want to shout out our new members: Maureen S., Matthew G., Laura B. What's good? How y'all doing? James V., who told us that he joined because he moved back to Austin after 38 years away. James, welcome back. And thank all of you. Yeah, I know. And thank all of you so much for joining CityCast Austin Neighbors. We love our neighbors, and you can become one too. Also, in addition to hearing your name right here on our amazing podcast, you get other perks too. Like if you join right now, you'll be eligible to win a pair of South by Southwest music badges that we're giving away. The winner will be chosen randomly and announced on March 6th. So if you are not already a member, make sure you join now at membership.citycast.fm. And if you're already a member, check your email for a giveaway link. We love y'all so much. And here's the thing. I know that we promised that Kelsey would sing your names.
Yes.
But Kelsey is sick today, so...
Maureen.
Kelsey said, sickness means nothing to me.
Listen, Kelsey said, hold my beer, girl. Don't...
Hold my hot tea.
Yeah, don't tell me what I am and am not going to do.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yes.
I promised to do that. Matthew, Laura B.
Yes.
And James V. Nailed it.
Yes. Look, come on. We need to make sure there's some applause
Amazing.
right
Yes.
there because that was worth it.
Thank you, neighbors. Thank you, Kelsey.
So let's get into it. So early voting ends today in the run-up to the midterm elections. And Texas voters have continued to show up and show out at the polls, like in big numbers. So proud of y'all. Eva Ruth, okay, bring us up to speed. What are we doing? What's happening?
We are voting. We are getting our stickers, people. We are seeing those numbers go up. Travis County has seen the highest early voting turnout at this point in the primary since 2008. If you remember, all back in 2008, when Kelsey was but a glimmer in her parents' eye, Barack Obama
I was
running
alive and well. I was old. I was doing pretend elections at my high school. Thank you very
Listen,
much.
Kelsey
There you
said, don't
go.
play with her.
So Kelsey was alive and well then. I'm so sorry. Barack Obama was running for president in 2008, and that obviously was driving a lot of excitement. To hear that we have that same level of interest in a midterm, we don't even have a president on the ballot. It's very exciting. Who knows what this all means, because our producer just pointed out that we do have an open primary in Texas. So you don't have to be a registered Republican or a registered Democrat to vote. You can vote however you want. And in a lot of places, the primary was really where the race actually happens. So we have like more than 10% of all registered voters in Travis County who have already cast ballots. Usually at the end of early voting, it's pretty high. So we're on the way, but we're, according to previous years or based on previous years, we're doing pretty well. Probably the main race driving a lot of Texans to the polls is this U.S. Senate race for John Cornyn's seat. And there was a new poll out this week that's getting some interest. It was from the Texas Politics Project, and it has Jasmine Crockett way ahead of James Talarico on the Democratic side. In the poll, they kind of broke it down a little bit more, and this is all based on just what people self-report. So it's kind of like, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt, honestly. But Jasmine is ahead in the black vote. Talarico is ahead in the white, and they're fairly equal as far as Hispanic voters go. This is obviously on the Democratic side of things, but I thought this was interesting because Talarico has been way more in the news in my feed. I don't know about for y'all. Are you hearing more Jasmine these days?
I think I'm seeing a lot more Jasmine in my feed because I'm Black, but
there we go.
but I think it's all subjective, It depends.
The algorithms be algorithming.
Listen, yeah, the algorithms be algorithming for sure.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. And I think like also here in Austin, there's a lot more name recognition for James Talarico just because he was our state rep for a little while. But Jasmine Crockett, she did serve in the Texas House, and so she's familiar to Austinites too. So in that same poll on the Republican side, they're showing it's Ken Paxton, who's our current attorney general. He's the front runner, according to this poll, ahead of John Cornyn, who currently has the seat. And they are both pretty far ahead of Wesley Hunt, who is bringing up the rear.
That is very interesting to me.
That K-Pax is still...
Yeah, that this indicted, he's been indicted how many times? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought John Cornyn would have it on lock just from being there for so long.
I mean, maybe that's working against him.
Could be. So they kind of got a little bit more detailed in the numbers, too, in their polling. And for Ken Paxton, he's drawing more of the extremely conservative vote.
Mm-hmm.
John Cornyn is getting the lean conservatives vote. So that might say, like, where the alignment is a little.
Yeah.
But there's so much happening. Okay, so there's the current representative, Tony Gonzalez, who represents, like, from San Antonio West. And he's running for re-election also. He's up in this primary. He has a primary opponent, and a staffer of his, she appears to have died by suicide and set herself on fire.
Wait, what?
Yes.
They had an affair, and the San Antonio Express News has been doing a lot of great reporting on this. Because I think the affair just now came to light through this report from the Express.
The Express News got text messages showing that like other people on their staff knew about this affair. And then, of course, the woman's estranged husband, I think they had been separated.
They were separated.
Yeah, he had found out about the affair, and then they were separated. And the text messages that the Express News is reporting on were like pretty lewd and showed Gonzalez like pushing her, to send nudie pics, tell him her favorite position, like all this stuff. And she's like, that's too far, boss, but they did have some kind of affair, like a consenting affair, although there is an obvious power dynamic. So it's coming up in this election cycle because, like, at the State of the Union address this week, Ken Paxton was there as somebody's guest, and he's getting questioned about whether Gonzalez should resign because this news of the staffer affair is coming up. And he's just like, I don't know her, like walking out like as quickly as he can. John Cornyn also is sidestepping, saying, I've got my own race to run. I'll let the speaker deal with that. Haven't seen anything from Wesley Hunt. And when asked about this, Representative Tony Gonzalez has said this week that he will not resign. He says, I work every day for the people of Texas, and he's declined to answer questions so far about the text messages. It is very intense, and it's a big story that's causing, because the Republicans want to hold on to their majority in the House. If Tony Gonzalez resigned, there would be a whole chain of events that happens that maybe they won't be able to hold on. Anyway, it's intense.
I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
Because originally it was just the story about how she died. Mm-hmm. And then now there's new reporting about this affair, and her husband that she was separated from is blaming everything on Gonzalez, and it's a whole thing.
And the morality party, all of that is like why it matters so much, I think.
Well, regardless of the morality party, if there is an actual rule that he has violated, if there's some sort of rule that says you can't do shit like this, then that should disqualify him. Isn't that how that works?
Yeah, but I think the Speaker of the House gets to determine if there's an investigation, or the committee determines if there is an investigation. So I think there's a complaint, but it's like what happens next. And also the primary, this guy is currently on ballots. So yeah, I've seen some be like, oh, his constituents should decide, the voters should decide. Yeah.
That poor woman. This is a mess. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm. And I think also, like, there's so much focus right now nationally on men behaving badly from the Epstein files and this. And we do have Ken Paxton, who, like, admittedly was cheating on his wife. So I think this, like, question of ethics, women's rights, like
what matters
respect,
to voters?
Yeah,
what matters?
That's all on the ballot right now.
Yeah. So is this something that will affect the way that people vote? I think there's always been a question of how people, do people vote through their morality, or do they vote through what is right and for everyone? So it's like, what's right for you, or what you think is the best for everyone? I think that's been a question that we've been kind of wrestling with overall in the country for a while, but like to have it this close to home is really interesting.
Yeah. And the timing, it just feels very current, like that people, if you made your decision already in early voting and maybe voted for him, imagine how you'd feel toward the end. Being like, oh my God, can I maybe take this back?
Oof. Well,
I know.
Have you guys voted yet? I need to vote today.
I have to vote today. I was out of town, so I need to vote today. That is literally my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also been putting it off, honestly, because I'm just like, keep watching what happens.
I'll be part of the early voting numbers.
Same. I can't vote on voting day, on election day. It drives me a little crazy. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, we will listen. We'll be keeping our eye out.
Yeah. It's very exciting. Keep paying attention.
Hey y'all, it's time to make your voice heard. Austin continues to face significant infrastructure challenges like aging facilities, growing service demands, and affordability pressures. To organize and prioritize, representatives across city departments scored hundreds of individual project requests using criteria like timeliness and readiness, critical need, and efficiency. And then through a structured and collaborative review process, city staff refined this need assessment into their 2026 bond initial draft recommendation list. Y'all, this list totals $700 million. And then on January 21st, that list was submitted to mayor and council. So what does this mean for you? Community members are invited to a series of open house meetings to learn about proposed bond projects and share feedback that will help ensure these investments reflect Austin's most pressing infrastructure needs and community priorities. So RSVP and learn more at austintexas.gov/bond2026.
Hey y'all, it's Eva Ruth. I don't know about you, but I feel like this time of year in Austin, the one thing that is consistent is that the weather is constantly changing. Our mornings can be really chilly, so you gotta have your layers, but by the afternoon, you're burning up and peeling these layers off. So the one thing that I'm reaching for constantly is my Doer Shacket. That's right, a shirt jacket. It's a perfect neutral color and it's made from this super high quality fabric that is so comfortable and cozy. And their clothing is really versatile. You can wear this shacket dressed up, dressed down, dressed all around. Doer's denim and lifestyle apparel is made for us to move freely without sacrificing comfort or style. And that sounds perfect for us Austinites. So if you don't have your own Doers yet, now is the time to check them out. Go to shopdoer.com/CC Austin and you'll get 15% off of your first order. That's shopdoer.com/CC Austin.
The number of speeding tickets and distracted driving citations issued by Austin police officers has more than doubled between 2024 and 2025. And as someone who has a heavy foot and finds herself speeding quite a bit, I'm not a distracted driver, but I am definitely a speeder. This got me a little shook. Kelsey, do you want to bring us up to speed?
Okay, so KT. sorry.
Oh, that wasn't even on purpose. Look at that.
I didn't even
Dad
catch
joke.
it. That was good.
Wasn't even on purpose.
No, I will bring you up to the correct. Never mind.
At or below the posted speed.
I'll bring you
5 below or above.
This is a school speed zone that I'm in today. Okay, so KUT obtained some data from the city that shows speeding tickets increased 200% from 2024 to 2025. And then distracted driving citations went up by 156% during that same time period. And this came after Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis made safer streets a priority in 2024. And so what she did was she moved officers who from their specialized units last summer to be on patrol shifts. And so there was just more police out on patrol. There was increased traffic enforcement. And a quote from her says, "It's important to recognize there are few ways in law enforcement that we can truly save lives. And traffic enforcement is one of those ways." And that's such a smart, I love that quote. Have you guys noticed more officers out on streets recently? I don't know that I have. Like, has this been a noticeable change for you guys?
Well, I feel like I have, but I think it's because of where I live. I
Yeah.
think because we live in kind of like a hot area, I've definitely noticed a larger presence, but I haven't noticed any more people being pulled over.
Because I remember when DPS was putting more of their officers out.
Yes.
And I do remember that because I live over on East Riverside and they were targeting people over here.
Yeah.
But I have not noticed. And of course, I know that I'm saying all of this. I'm immediately going to be pulled over when I get in my car later today.
Don't say that. No,
I have jinxed myself.
Don't speak that into existence, Kelsey. Oh my God. I like that you're immediately like, I'm cooked. That's it.
You're anti-manifesting.
Yeah, I brought it up. But no, I think this is a great thing. I love
Bringing in
this.
some money.
Yeah. I mean, bringing in money, but I just think like her saying like traffic enforcement is really one of those ways that we can truly save lives.
True.
Yeah.
I agree so hard with that. And what do I know? But
distracted driving is on my list of things that will immediately infuriate me. If I see someone is not driving safely and then I look over and you've got your whole phone in your face looking at your phone, I'm like, do that shit on your own time. Pull over. Yeah. Do you remember a time when you could tell people were like faking it and they kind of like had their phone low, but you could tell they were like,
oh yeah,
down.
people don't do that anymore.
No,
we are all just boop.
just up by your face, all willy-nilly. Nobody tries to play it off anymore.
So my friend Brittany just moved to Austin from Houston, and she has been complaining about how slow the drivers are in Austin. And like, Houston is a whole other beast when it comes to traffic.
They're
Brittany, settle down.
chaotic. Yeah. Don't bring that energy on our roads.
But I do kind of think people are slower because of the distracted driving. Like, this is just,
Absolutely.
I'm just making that up. But like, I do, and like, I'm somebody who, when the light turns green, I pause for a moment and then go because I don't want to get hit by somebody running a red light.
Same.
Like something I was taught 1,000 years ago. But I do think people, like, I was stuck behind someone going like 10 miles an hour in a neighborhood the other day, which I guess is the safe speed to be going in a neighborhood. But I was just like, what are you doing? And they were looking at their phone.
Yeah. I mean, listen, my sister picked us up from the airport. We're driving to go get ourselves something to eat. We're coming, like, so the speed limit on 7th Street is like 40 miles an hour. So it's not a high speed, but we're coming down over the bridge into Pleasant Valley, and someone is on the left side of the, like on the left-hand lane going a smooth 15.
No.
So we see all of the red lights, like people just like hitting their brakes, like trying to, and like trying to navigate it. Everybody's just whipping around this person. I'm like, oh, they're going so slow. Maybe something's wrong. I look over. This woman not only does this woman have a phone in her hand, there's a phone mounted on her dashboard. She's a Lyft driver. So she's got a phone in her hand and a phone mounted on her. I'm like, oh, honey, you're trying to do too much. You need to pull over. My sister, of course, is crazy. So she honked at her and and gave her the like 2 hands up, like, bitch, what is happening? Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Wow.
And I think that's some of it too. I think there are a lot of people that come into town to drive Lyft and Uber. And so I think that's some of it too. Like, it's just, everybody is distracted. Yeah. And I'm not blaming it on them because Austinites are notorious bad drivers. Sorry, y'all.
Right.
But we are.
Well, we like to take our time, Brittany.
Yeah. Okay. I like Brittany. It's like, what are y'all doing?
She's Brittany. Driving with her in Houston is a whole other thing. Not to put her on blast, but it's crazy.
Yeah, we don't have 20 lane highways. Okay, we have one
Brittany.
lane of I-35 if we're lucky at a time.
Every person I know from Houston is the same way. Like, what do y'all ain't got nowhere to be? Y'all anything to do with your lives?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Listen, y'all. Just be careful. You've been This is like a concerted effort to like catch you. So just like, be on the lookout. We don't want no tickets. So lastly today, we wanted to talk about, drag. So it's back in the hot seat. Senate Bill 12 has reared its ugly head again. On Wednesday, a federal appeals court reaffirmed in a new ruling that Texas can enforce that 2023 law that restricts some public drag shows. This goes into effect March 18th. So Senate Bill 12 prohibits drag performers from dancing suggestively or wearing certain prosthetics on public property or in front of children. The law would fine business owners $10,000 for hosting such performances, and then those who violate the law could be hit with a Class A misdemeanor. Here's a little bit of history. So September 2023, District Judge David Hittner declared this law unconstitutional, saying that it impermissibly infringes on the First Amendment and that it is not unreasonable to think it could affect activities like live theater or dancing. 2 years later, in November, a 3-judge panel in the 5th U.S. Court of Appeals unblocked the law and returned the case to court. And then on Wednesday, they withdrew the original opinion and reissued a mostly identical ruling, and then also denied the request for a rehearing. So that's it. It's a done deal. So I had to go read it for myself because I find governmental language ridiculous sometimes. So a sexually oriented performance is a visual performance that features a performer who is nude or engages in a sexual conduct and appeals to the prurient interest in sex. So I had to look up what prurient means. It means, because what in the hell is that? It means shameful, morbid, or unhealthy interest in nudity, sex, or excretion, defined legally as an excessive, lascivious desire. Who is excreting anything at a drag show?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's not allowed.
Literally no one.
You will be kicked out.
Yeah. Prurient must, in some since appear erotic. Everything can appear erotic. But they ruled that twerking, of all things, does not count as explicit, which means that they are doing it wrong. So, the bill also does not expressly identify what public property is. And so I looked up the definition. According to the interweb, in Texas, public property is generally defined as land, facilities, or infrastructure owned, managed, or held in trust by government entities. That could be city, county, state, or federal for public use. Examples: public roads, streets, alleys, sidewalks, parks, libraries, government buildings, and navigable waterbeds, which is like lakes and streams. I don't know about you. I have never seen a drag show in a stream or a lake or an alley or a sidewalk.
I would love to see one on a lake.
I would love to.
Libraries. That's what this
it's library.
is.
That's exactly where I was going with that. It's libraries and it's parks too. Like any kind of cute thing in the park for kids. Or remember when drag queens were doing like singing Telegram, like they were going to children's birthday parties and performing like on the sidewalks for children's birthday parties.
No more of that.
No more of that. But here's the other thing. As part of the ruling, the panel also found that the plaintiffs include a drag performer, a drag production company, and pride groups. They show that they didn't ever intend to conduct a sexually oriented performance, and therefore they can't be harmed by this law. The ruling suggests that the federal judges don't believe all drag shows are explicit, but critics of the ban raise concerns that Republican lawmakers are portraying all drag performances as inherently sexual or obscene. So I love this quote from ACLU Texas attorney Brian Clusterbore. He said, the law's vague and sweeping provisions still create harmful, chilling effects for drag artists and those who support them, while also threatening many types of performing arts cherished here in Texas, from theater to ballet to professional wrestling. And because this law remains unconstitutional, we look forward to continuing this case before the district court and encourage anyone who is impacted by the law to reach out. Drag in Texas is here to stay. And so my main question about all of this, like, it's kind of ridiculous. They even go so far as to describing what nudity is. And that's also vague. Everything that is described in the ruling is just vague. They're like, I don't know, it could be this. It could be, I don't know, if you sit in somebody's lap in a song, I'll know it when I see it type shit. Just like super vague. So my question is like, does this ruling even apply to drag as we know it? When we think about drag, we're not, it's like they don't even know what the definition of drag is. Drag is it's a show inside of a club, or you know what I mean? It's like if you don't want drag queens to read to children, then make that the rule. Drag queens cannot read to children. Like, that's it. Just say that instead of trying to have this all-encompassing, like, if you do this or something that kind of looks like this, or if you have a breastplate, or it's just like it's like they're grasping at straws to try to create something. You know what I mean? It feels like lunacy. And then I thought about boy saying that it could trickle down to theater shows, ballet performances, other types of dance performances. I think African dances could be thought of as very suggestive, like very sexual. Where's the line?
And what's the purpose? If I'm remembering correctly, our local drag queen, or one of our local drag queens, Bridget Bandit, was one of the plaintiffs in this case. And so she's been like really involved in, trying to fight the ban the whole time. And it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we do have a ton of drag shows in Austin. It'll be interesting to see what the impact is of this, if they'll cancel some or be more cautious. Because I do feel like this is just, they're waiting for something to get into a lawsuit. Like the vagueness is intentional. It's so that they can catch someone doing it and then have a lawsuit, have a test case, have some more stuff on the books explaining like, this is why this is wrong, And
there are some venues in the city that have had drag story time for kids. Right. There are definitely some venues in the city that have had, outside of libraries, that have had these drag story times for kids. And I'm like, shouldn't you just let parents decide what they want their kid to expose their children to? Yeah. Pun not intended. You know what I mean? Like, you should just let parents parent. I know. You should just let parents decide. And parents decide.
This goes against everything I know about Republicans, right? Like, their whole thing is like, parent choice. Like parents should
Yeah.
have more choices when it comes to their kids, autonomy, and they fight certain things so that parents can have whatever. It just is one of those, I don't know, like when it comes down to it, like Republicans are the party of small government, right? Is that not what they're supposed to be doing? And this feels like such big government overreaching. I'm going to get in here about something that like no one really had a problem with, probably except for like a very small percentage of the population. And we're going to make it a huge deal. And we're going to add fines and we're going to make the language confusing so that we can get you for anything. And
I hate to be that girl, but if we go back to the beginning of this roundup, thinking about the actual misconduct that lawmakers have been involved in, Epstein, all of that net, like, what are we really worried about here? Are we protecting the children from a breastplate, but not from a predator?
I feel like, do you guys remember back in the day, Chris Crocker? The guy that was
leave Britney alone.
Britney alone. This is how I feel about drag queens. Leave drag queens alone. Leave drag alone. Leave drag alone. Leave it alone. Jesus. Like, just stop. Stop. There are other things that you could be using with your time. Like, stop. Just stop.
It's also so crazy to try and outlaw art. That's crazy business.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, now you're just telling people how they can move their bodies. I want to go outside right now to the sidewalk and I want to put on a suit and I want to dress like a man and I want to grind and I want to gesticulate. Am I going to get a Class A misdemeanor? Because that's what it says. That's what the bill says.
Well, starting, what is it? March 12th?
March 18th.
March 18th. Yeah. So you can for your birthday, but not after your birthday, Nikki.
Listen, if y'all see me on the sidewalk, mind y'all business.
I do like that we have, I feel like March 17th is going to be a big drag day in Texas.
I hope so. Every day is drag day. Every day is drag day in Texas. So that's what I have to say about that. Speaking of drag, what y'all doing this weekend?
I actually have one that relates to something you said just now. So, Alvin, Ailey Arts is doing a community dance workshop tomorrow. And one of the things they're doing is, or like at 11 a.m., it's going to be a rhythm and movement community workshop. And the description says, what do West African dance and hip hop have in common? And so they're going to teach us? I don't know. It sounds really cool. It's at the AISD Performing Arts Center. It's at 11 a.m. And then there's another workshop at 1 p.m.
Ooh,
and it's free and it sounds really cool.
That does sound cool. That sounds really cool.
Well, that sounds like a public building. So make sure you gyrate now. Get your gyration on before it's too late.
Yes.
Excellent.
So much fun. Take lots of water. So much fun. Eva Ruth, what about you?
I will be participating in a different cultural experience. Mozart is having a Lunar New Year festival. There are a lot of Lunar New Year festivals going on now, but Mozart's is free with RSVP or $2 at the door. The weather is going to be warm this weekend. Mozart's has like that lovely giant patio. So starts tomorrow at 1 and goes until 8. And then on Sunday, it's 11 to 5 p.m. for cultural performances, live art, interactive experiences. There's going to be a traditional Chinese lion dance, Japanese drumming and choreography, calligraphy, face painting, all kinds of fun stuff.
Lovely. That sounds great.
It sounds like a good time. And yeah, again, just a $2 at the door if you don't RSVP before. And then the other thing that I really want to check out, I was just talking to somebody about how much we love the Moody Amphitheater and don't go there enough. And like when the weather's bad, obviously you don't want to be outside in an amphitheater. But there's an exhibit that I just heard about that's going on there at Waterloo Park just before sunset on the weekend nights. And it's called Past Deposits from a Future Yet to Come. And it's going to be there for a little while. We have a couple years, actually, to see this exhibit. But it's really neat. It's created by a couple of artists who are professors at UT. And it represents artifacts that were found on the banks of Waller Creek, which is right there. Yeah, and it's like a video, multimedia presentation. And there's a soundtrack also that was created by somebody named Alex Weston. So also free. And, especially if you're like out and about downtown looking for something to do before you go do something else, it's a good place to stop by.
I love that. I love Waterloo.
Yes, me too.
I know I say this every single week, but this weekend is crazy, y'all. There's so much stuff going on. Friday, Brownout with Kaza U at Radio East at 7 p.m., $25. Y'all know we love Brownout.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, Cupid Shuffle, Dachshund Dog Race at Jackalope South Shore, 2 p.m. to 11. Yep, you heard that right. 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. There'll be vendors. There'll be all breed costume contest, a pup cup station, and a dog kissing booth.
Mm-mm.
So, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Weenie dog races.
As a former dachshund mother, they don't need a booth. They will kiss anything they can.
Listen. I love this. And it's called Cupid Shuffle. Oh my God, I love it. And then on Sunday, Gladys Knight at the Paramount Theater, 7 p.m.
Ooh.
Tickets start at $50. I've seen her a couple of times, and she's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's all great. So that's happening on Sunday. And I have so many more pics. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out her Instagram for more pics from me. And you get some more Nikki's picks. Yeah.
There's a super special one happening tomorrow night, too.
There
in
is
your
a
Nikki's picks.
Super special one happening in my Nikki's picks tomorrow night. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited about it. So you'll got to check out Instagram so you'll know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So before we go, check your CityCast Austin feed on Sunday for this week's episode of Your City Could Be Better with host David Plotz. He will be talking to Megan Harris, the host of CityCast Pittsburgh, about downtown revitalization and a rent abatement partnership that Pittsburgh is trying out to fill 50 vacant properties. So check that out on Sunday. And that is our Friday News Roundup. Kelsey, Eva, Ruth, it is always such a pleasure and a delight to be on here with y'all. Thank you for being here. Thanks for doing this with me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yes. Thank you, Nikki. Great time as always.
Goodbye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, Nikki. Only also.
To me. Oh, my God. So petty and wonderful. Oh, my God. That's amazing. Okay. That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. Our executive producer is Eva Ruth Morbeck. Our producers this week are Matthew Rogers, Lizzie Goldsmith, and Alyssa Castles. And I am your host, Nikki Devon. Our CityCast Austin newsletter editor is Kelsey Bradshaw. And music is by Nelson Valente Aguilar of Como Las Movies, with additional music by All the Kimonos and Margetta, Duke Harrington, and Elliot Holmes, courtesy of EpidemicSound.com, and White Noise Maker and 747 from Triple Scoop Music via Getty Images. If you enjoyed the show, tell your friends. Rate the show, leave us a review, and of course, subscribe to our CityCast Austin newsletter. And if you really love us, and you love these Friday News Roundups as much as we do, and you love hearing us talk to each other and act up and smile and laugh, become a neighbor. You can hang out with us, you can go to cute little events, and you can also win those tickets that I mentioned earlier. Go to membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.